Come on in, everybody. My name is Deborah, and I am here for the Married at First Sight review, season 15, episode 12. And this video is going to be for Krysten and Mitch. Welcome to my channel. Please like, subscribe, and drop down in the comments to give me your comments about the video. And at the end of this video, there'll be some links above my head. You can click on it, and it'll take you to the videos on the other couples, because I do separate couples. I do separate videos on all the couples. But let's get it started. And now last week I was talking about how Krysten had this controlling side to her. Well, guess what? This week didn't do anything but make me feel as if Krysten got some work to do too. Did Krysten just put Mitch on a timeout because she said no jokes allowed in the bedroom? I'm telling you, Krysten loves to control situations. She said that Mitch was laughing and joking too much in the bedroom, and she put him on a bedroom, a sex timeout. At first, I thought it was because Mitch said something about her, which made her feel some kind of way. But later on, she talks about it and says the joke had nothing to do with her. It was the fact that he was joking in a situation that should be a serious situation. Is sex really that serious, y'all? I mean, I thought you could laugh and joke and be playful in the bedroom. Poor Mitch. He was, you know what? I can't even believe I'm saying poor Mitch. But Mitch has made some improvements, but I'm not quite sure if he's going to get to where Krysten really wants him. Krysten likes to control a lot of situations. She really does. And what it does is it sends a whole spiral of things, because we already know that Mitch is insecure and he has some problems with his confidence. But the good thing now is he recognizes it, because when he was talking to that friend, he was really able to articulate what happened. And what he said was, I told a joke and was joking around in the bedroom, which made her be uncomfortable or unhappy. And because she was unhappy, her rejection of him has messed with his confidence. That's the only reason Mitch is where he is now, has made all these improvements, is because Krysten was pumping him up, pumping him up, to the point that he started to gain some confidence, and then he was able to sort of not be so wound up and let loose a little bit. But now what we're finding out is that Krysten says, I want to be more of myself. I want more of me to come out. And as we're seeing more of what Krysten really is, Krysten really isn't in to all this free-flowing, no boundaries, no rules life that Mitch likes to live. You know, they say that Mitch is the rebel, and she says that she's the rules follower. Well, I'm finding out more about Krysten. She may be a rules follower, but it's her rules. She's not necessarily want to follow other people's rules. She wants to write the rules, and she wants to follow her rules. And that's why they're starting to bump heads a little bit more now. It's almost like there was like 3 steps forward, and now they're taking 1 or 2 steps back. I mean, the episode opened up with her brushing her dog and giving instructions to Mitch on how to brush the dog and what this means. It reminds me of the same thing she did to Stasha when Stasha was keeping the dog, and she was giving a list of instructions to Stasha. Krysten loves to follow rules, but she also likes to write the rules. Now, when Krysten started sharing her story that her hero was her mom, and her mom is Cuban, who knew? I didn't know her mom was Cuban. Who knew that Krysten is a Latina? Shoot, if you 50% Cuban, you a Latina girl. But anyway, who knew that Krysten would get so upset with Mitch because he said, hey, was your mom your childhood hero, or have you come to admire your mom now in your adult years? That's kind of what I really got from Mitch. But I guess Krysten took it a whole kind of way. She got wound up, and next thing you know, it became a big deal. But when I was listening to Mitch, I thought he was trying to say, hey, a lot of people don't recognize their parents as heroes when they're younger, but then when they grow up, they look back and they go, wow, my mother really was a hero. And I think what Mitch was trying to say to Krysten was, no, we're asking about your childhood hero. Who did you think in that moment was your childhood hero? But whatever it was, Krysten didn't like it. She rolled her eyes, and what she looked at it was more criticism of her. Now, she's obviously still not healed from the original criticism that Mitch had for her when he first put her down and said he wasn't attracted to her. Mitch is a contrarian. He's always finding something wrong. So I understand this part of Krysten that says, can he ever just accept something? Does he always have to point out that what's not right with it or criticize it? And I think that's the part that was getting to Krysten. Can he ever just accept me as I am without telling me I'm not doing something right or how I can do something better? And that's the part of Mitch that I think Mitch realizes now is really not attractive about him. That's why we call Mitch the Itch. But some of these jokes Mitch tells, I actually think they're kind of funny, because when he was talking about Lindy and Miguel, I'm going to do their video next, and he was saying if they had sent that doll to his house, all that crying, he said, I would have just taken the batteries out and thrown that baby in the closet. I thought that was funny. I mean, it really is Mitch. And when Mitch started talking about Ben, about how Ben is basically internalizing too many of these issues with Morgan, and that he's taking on way too much responsibility more than he should, I was with Mitch on that too. So increasingly, I'm starting to find myself agreeing with Mitch more and more. And I'm starting to find some things in Krysten, really starting to reveal some areas with Krysten that she needs to work on. But I'm starting to see a scenario where maybe this couple can make it. Maybe if they can find that spot where they can be comfortable. The only thing I'm worried about is if that spot of being comfortable is too much of a stretch for both of them. Will Krysten take so much fun or put so many rules or restrictions on Mitch that he can't really live within those constraints that she has placed upon him? Or can she not live in the world in which Mitch is? That I don't know. I guess only a time will tell. But I was happy to see that on this episode, that towards the end, after they did sort of the hot candle wax and the things like that Krysten was coming around and saying maybe there's a scenario in which she could find herself being back intimate with Mitch. But I think she pulled that plug on the intimacy way too soon. And to me, that was a red flag. I couldn't believe she said, I'm not sleeping with my husband because he told a joke in the bedroom I didn't like. And at first I thought the joke was about her, which made me understand it more. But then she said the joke wasn't even about her. So who knows what the joke was about, but it seems sort of like a harsh position to take. But anyway, we shall see about these two. Anyway, drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.